Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along. Which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ziprecruiter.com/zip. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ziprecruiter.com/zip. That's ziprecruiter.com/zip. ziprecruiter.com/zip.
Guys, you wish you had some cover, don't you? But now you do have cover. Pillaged from the barren landscape that is Carl's head during his slumber, we created wet weave, woven headdress that can be worn to block the rain. Check it out at most likely still going to get wet because the hair wasn't enough to make a full hat that can even fit a child.com. What's going on, everybody? This is Derek, and with me today is the only man who uses dried road apples as a sponge during his annual shower, Carl Mandrioli. Hey, there he is. What's up, road apples?
That was good. Welcome to the Backpacking Butchers podcast, brought to you by the go-to quilt by most thru hikers in Enlightened Equipment. Lighten your load at enlightenedequipment.com. With me today is a man who would like to thank student loans for getting him through college. He's so thankful he doesn't think he can ever repay them.
Oh, boy. Student loans. College.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
College. Collegiate. Woo. Collegiate peaks.
That's original. That's good.
Yeah.
We're talking about you today. We're going to talk about you.
We're talking about the trip that I took.
This is you. I'm excited.
It's not me.
We're gonna dive into what you do. How you survived.
Okay. I did use the word I in the title. I don't think we've ever done that before.
Well, it's kind of selfish, but whatever. I'm still here.
I don't think you want to do this episode. I think you're like, all right, what's this going to be about?
How's
Who
Carl
cares?
gonna shine the light on himself again? You know, I get it.
No, you know me. I figure out a way to make this a conversation, and this will be a good one because I've got some doozies for you, doozy scenarios.
Good. I'm excited.
And if you think it's too me focused, I got a story for you that's it's humbling. Actually, I got one for both of us.
Okay.
We're gonna humble each other here.
Double humble. Okay, got it.
Double humble. All right, so let's just jump in, man. What's the difference between a backpacker and a thru hiker?
Well, a thru hiker is going to go a lot further probably than a backpacker. It's a PCT, a John Muir, Appalachian, whatever, and then a backpacker might be doing, I don't know, like could be anything like what we do, like 3 days, 4 days, 5-6 days, shorter mileage,
time frame.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty generally true. There's like thru hikers are pretty hyper focused on just like getting point A to point B. They're trying to crush the miles and move as efficiently as possible. Like they still enjoy the scenery, but they're not doing things like campfires.
There's no pots and pans, probably. You know,
there's some pots and pans, but they're not doing like backcountry bocce ball, like that kind of stuff, right?
They should keep morale up.
I don't think they have the ability. I don't think that they're so hyper focused. They're just like, I just got to make it there, right?
No time for fun, just time for hikes.
The fun is the hike, and that's fun for them, and that's fine. But it's definitely two different things. So, so what we're talking about today is like a thru hike, a shorter one. It's a 160-mile loop around the Collegiate Peaks in Colorado, and it's the first thru hike that I've done in 26 years since I did the John Muir Trail getting out of college. So, yeah, that's kind of what this is about. This is what happened back in July. All right.
Okay.
Bible verse of the episode. Proverbs 1:5. Let the wise hear and increase in learning, and the one who understands obtain guidance. If you want to increase in learning and be wise, who should you be listening to, Derek, in your life?
Not you. I would say, who am I going to be listening to? I guess I would. I mean, I feel like there's certain. It's tough. When I was younger, it was my grandpa. You just look for those people that seem to conduct their lives in a. I don't know what the word is, like a good way. I'm trying to find people who are smarter than me, you know?
Okay.
And try to.
Is that hard to find?
It can be at times, yeah. I mean, I feel like I know some people that are pretty good with it, but just try to extract the nuggets, you know. Like I would say you're very wise with the outdoors and hiking, even though you make a lot of mistakes. But I
don't think so. Just listen to our podcast. I don't know that wisdom is a blessing in my life here.
Yeah, I mean, I still value like 10% of what you say. So I mean, try
That's
to extract that 10%, and hold on to
Right.
it. You know,
Yeah.
it. It's good.
And I think that as a result, people are gonna be like, all right, what does he really have to offer here? We're gonna take this with a big grain of salt,
Guys.
So.
It's not a lot, but you know what? Try to find like a nugget. I'm gonna do the same. You know what I
Right.
mean? So
Well, I tried to learn from the guys I was going with. I went with a few other guys, and we even had like a spreadsheet with the different gear we bring, and I was trying to shave weight every which way. And so I'm just looking for people who tend to know more than me about the stuff. And anyway, okay, here we go. Let's just jump in here.
Okay.
So I got to give you the stats to kind of clarify what the title's about. So 26 years ago, I did the John Muir Trail, and I averaged about 14 and a half miles per day with 2,900 feet of elevation gain per day.
2,500 elevation a day.
29, yeah.
Or 29. Sorry. 14 miles. 14.5.
14 and a half, yeah.
Okay.
Collegiate Peak, so 26 years later, I was able to average 16 and a half miles per day with 3,700 feet of gain per day and finish faster in the day. We're finishing earlier in the day.
Okay.
So for the most part. All right.
Okay.
So I've got three tips for why we were able to pull this off. So Derek, do you have any predictions about what these 3 tips are going to be about?
Pack weight.
Okay.
I think you're just more knowledgeable about ultralight and what that is and how it can be beneficial. So I'd say well, I guess that kind of goes with pack weight, right?
It does, yeah.
I keep thinking about your body and the injuries. I mean, maybe
I'm way more broken down now.
you're way more. That's what I'm saying. Like you're way more broken down. And you went the same route or similar route?
Like, are you saying is the Collegiate Peak the same route as the John Muir Trail? It is not.
Well, I mean, you're using some of the same. Never mind. No, you're not going to get what I'm saying. I'm trying to think of what else. Maybe you just knew how to. I don't know. I'm going to say
kind
that.
of walk better, maybe.
Like you're just like an old cripply man. Like, so I'm impressed already that you went 2.5 miles further. That's impressive. So, and I mean, it's not the mile, but like the elevation, 1,200 more feet of elevation, or what is it?
Like 800 more.
800 more. 1,200,
Right.
800.
I mean, and there were days it was like, over 5,000 feet of gain. There were some.
Did you just
days.
pack? Did you pack more intentionally? And I don't mean just ultralight. I mean like, did you try to dial in the food and you just didn't like bring a big old bag or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, are you dialing in the food more?
Yes. So you're
Okay.
focused on the pack weight, which was probably the number one answer for sure. Like I was able to pack so much less. So
What about what you're wearing? You had to leave out stuff too.
yeah, I mean I was leaving out things like stuff sacks for sleeping bags and pads and things like that. We've gone over some controversial ways to be ultralight, so you can kind of revisit that episode. But I am putting out a video on Wednesday of this week, which is gonna just tell you exactly what was in my pack and. Yeah, and not just what's in my pack, but also what's missing from the pack as well. So if you want to know, but basically I was able to keep my pack weight under 18 pounds for the duration, and then after the halfway point, I think it was under 15 pounds. So where we were able to resupply, and so that was number one. All right.
Okay. Number
two, this one we've talked about for years is I use trail runners over boots.
Oh, boots. Okay, I didn't know you wore boots the first time.
Yeah, well, it's 26 years ago, man.
I mean, that's a huge one.
There's no internet. There's no spreadsheets for like who's got which gear and with all this crazy ultralight stuff. So
Right.
trail runners over boots was huge.
That's a big one.
Yeah, I got massive blisters that first time, and I got a couple this time, but nothing bad.
I was gonna say, yeah.
And then you're gonna love this one: is training with a fully loaded pack and doing multiple shakedown hikes, like heavy duty overnighters, long days on the trail, fully loaded pack, going to the grocery store, all that stuff. So, yeah, those are my 3.
It paid off, and that.
Yeah,
paid off.
and I went with a buddy on one of the shakedown hikes. I went with a buddy, and I kind of crushed him. Like we did, I don't know, we did like 22 miles that day. Met our families partway through and hiked in the rest of the way. And he was not able to do the second day. He like kind of whimpered back to the car, and but he learned from that and was able to do the portion of the hike that he joined us for, and he was able to do it really well. So that shakedown hike worked for him too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, those are my 3.
Okay.
What do you think?
That's impressive. I think you're growing and you're learning. Humble brag at the end, but that was it was good. It was good. I like that.
Yeah, thanks. Well,
Yeah.
All right. But you know what? We had some weird stuff happen while we're out there. So that's what I want to talk to you about.
Okay.
Okay.
Scenarios. Here we
All
go.
right. So
This is
we've
what I'm
already
waiting for.
established through hike versus backpack, right? We're about efficient. We're about lightweight. But we had it. So we had one guy show up at the beginning, one guy show up at the halfway point with overpacked packs.
Ooh.
One guy wasn't terrible. It was like 23, 24 pounds, which is still pretty lightweight, but he was bringing stuff for a backpacking trip, not a through hike. The other guy weighed in at 35 pounds.
35.
35 pounds.
Oh
Yeah.
my.
So,
Is he bringing like a chair? Like what the heck? What's going on? I saw the video
yes,
where you guys
both
said
guys
that-
brought chairs. Both guys did.
That's absurd.
Wait a minute. No, it's not. You said that the chair was an essential item. You literally said that on this podcast. Why is that absurd they brought that?
I'm not gonna. You labeled it as an. I said it was essential.
You did.
You labeled it
No.
that I said that.
No. You want me to play the
I
clip
didn't
right
even
now?
bring the chair last time.
You want to play the clip right now?
I don't want to play the clip right now.
Okay.
'Cause I'm probably wrong, but I did see the pack weigh-in that you guys did online. It was
Okay.
great. You had a little.
That was
funny
the
moment.
first one. That was at the beginning trailhead.
Yeah, there's a little funny moment there where you pulled something out of your bag. I'll leave that to mystery, but I don't understand how they have like essentially 18 to 20 more pounds than you. Like what? Full bottles of shampoo? Like what are we talking
Yeah.
about?
Oh yeah. Maybe not the shampoo, but yeah, definitely their toiletry kits. Or one of the guys was massive.
Block of cheese?
They overpacked food. They overpacked all the typical stuff. Nothing crazy. But the issue was that, and one guy just straight up admitted it. Actually, I think both guys admitted it. They're like, yeah, I packed for a backpacking trip, not for a through hike.
Yeah.
So
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah. And both guys. Okay, so guy number one wanted to quit. He wanted to abbreviate the trip. He wanted to like skip 2 days of the trip, basically take a 2-day break about halfway through. Guy number two with the 35-pound pack, he starts halfway through the trip, and we go up a pass, and this is a tough hike. It was like 3,500 feet straight up over Hope Pass near Leadville.
Yikes.
On the climb up, he wanted to quit. Day one, he wanted to quit.
Okay. You just go back home. Go back the
Yeah,
other
just
way.
be like, I can't do it. I'm going to go back home. But credit to both those guys. Both guys made it for the duration of the time that they had allotted. But my question to you is like, so what do you do with that? So they're packing for backpacking. You're going on a through hike. Are you yanking stuff out of their packs?
No.
Okay.
I think here this is like a big thing for you, right? Like this is something you wanted to.
I've been doing it. Wanting to do this for years. Correct.
Right. So this is a check it off the list kind of thing for you. I think you have to stay the course. So like you've done the prep. You've probably, I assume, told them like what to expect. This is where we're going.
We got
Elevation,
everything. Itinerary,
blah
miles
blah
per day, all
blah
that stuff.
blah blah, all that stuff. I think at that point, if they still are 20 pounds heavier than you, it's like if they want to bail, then they bail.
Okay.
If you end up going by yourself for a chunk, then you go by yourself for a chunk. It's like this is your dream, right? So
So you're not yanking stuff out of their pack.
dude, I don't know, because it's just, I mean,
Okay, let me change the question. What's the scenario? Because we talked about this for years now. What's the scenario where you're going to yank stuff out of somebody's pack at the trailhead?
if it's day one and they want to turn around and go home, nothing.
No. I'm just saying, like, we're at the trailhead and you see somebody who has an egregiously overweight pack, and
Okay.
you're like, you know what? Not today, buddy. And you yank stuff out of his pack. What's that scenario? How does that go down?
I feel like if I'm going to jump into your psyche,
No, you're you. I want you to take
I
something
would never
out
be
of
in this
somebody's
scenario.
pack.
I would never be in this scenario.
This would never happen.
I'm not going to be at the start of a 160-mile trail that I have a
It
dream
could be
about
any
doing.
hike. I'm just saying any scenario.
Yeah, but a 3-4 day hike is totally different than 160 miles
I know.
in 10 days. So
True.
I don't know. I think it would be like let's say we get to the trail and we're all there and it's like we're all like 20, 25, 30 pounds, and then somebody just shows up. It's not Rocky because we know Rocky can do it. But the guy has like a 60-pound pack.
Okay.
Okay. And then it'd be like, dude, this is going to be a challenge. I think it's really like, can we talk about what we can maybe remove out of this pack? Because it's going to be a lot on your body, and it's going to be a lot for somebody to like take some of this weight.
So you're not going to like keep eye contact, firm look, and just start grabbing stuff out of the person's pack.
I'm going to have a conversation.
Okay.
I think it would be like, look, this is best for the group if you remove some of the stuff out of this pack.
Okay.
Because the odds are, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. The odds are you are going to have to end up giving some of this stuff to us, right? And then I'll go personal. Like, look, my first time I brought too much. Carl even had me take stuff out of my pack and throw it back in the car. and I still had too much, and I still had to give them stuff, and it made everybody's trip harder, right? So I just wouldn't want you to be in that scenario. So I think I would try to do something like that.
That's like a wise way of saying it. I like that. Well done.
Hopefully.
I'll give you a thumbs up on
Okay,
that one.
pass it.
Okay.
Check.
All right, check.
You can write that down.
All right. Harder scenario. And by the way, this is gonna play out in a different scenario later. Is the overpackedness of things here? But next scenario, we're hiking down the trail. We're hiking down a mountain pass this time, and an aspen tree has fallen down and is like diagonally going across the trail. It's kind of like making like a triangle with the trail, if you can imagine that. And it's a pretty big aspen tree.
Okay.
Somebody's laying on the aspen tree. It's laying there. Okay.
Just as you guys are walking by,
as we're approaching, somebody's laying.
Taking a break.
And so, and as we get close, they're not moving. They're not moving out of the way. So I asked, like, "Hey, are you doing okay?" He's like, "Yeah."
And before you go on, this is on the trail section, so you'd have to go around,
climb over him.
There's nowhere else to go.
No, it's like we're going down a mountain pass, so it's like steep hill on both sides. So yeah, I mean, there's like you're kind of pseudo climbing over the guy. So, but he's not moving.
He's not making.
And he says he's okay.
Then get out of the way, dude.
So you tell him, like, please leave.
I think if I'm trying to picture this correctly, like it'd be awkward to like bushwhack off to the side. You could, but you don't really. It's going to be more challenge. Like that's not really.
Yeah, you're not going to bushwhack because I mean the tree's still going up the hill and down the hill.
So either way, so you want to stay on the trail, but he's laying on the tree, right on the trail.
Yeah.
I'm going to say something.
Yeah, what are you going to say?
I'm going to say, I don't know. I'm going to say, it's just one guy?
Yeah. But wait, do you think there's two people laying on the tree? That's
I don't know.
Kind of
I don't know. Maybe his buddy's off to the side or something. I'm like, hey man, how you doing? You feeling good? Oh, you're feeling good. Okay. Hey, you mind if we get a little room to get all this gear over here? We got a lot of junk.
Gear.
Can you mind if can you give us a minute to get by it and then you can go back to chilling and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I'm going to say something like that.
Okay.
What'd you do? What did you do?
Well, I tried to make a joke about it first. I was like, what is this, like one of those like you shall not pass scenarios?
Oh no.
And then he's like, no. I'm like, are you charging a fee here? What's going on here? Charging a fee? No. Like not humorous. So I just climbed over him.
What do you mean you climbed over him? Like you
stepped over his body to get to the other side.
You straddled the log and him and got over.
Well, yeah, and
how did that
maybe
work?
you're not picturing it the right way. I'm not like in contact with him. I'm not skin to skin with him. I'm just stepping over him.
He laid on the tree while you climbed over him.
Yeah, pretty much.
Over his body.
Yeah, it was more by his feet. It wasn't like I was stepping over his face.
And then he proceeded to stay there while everybody else did the same thing.
I mean, I was with one other guy who also stepped over him, and he stayed. Correct.
What?
Yeah. I know. We haven't seen that before. That's new.
That's weird.
Yeah. Other thing. Okay, next scenario. So this happened multiple times where people aggressively come into our camp. The first time it was a girl, and it was like 5:30 p.m., so it wasn't like terribly late, and she just
walk in.
Charges into our camp. Is like, hey, do you guys mind if I camp with you tonight? I don't want to camp alone. So, and I mean, like borderline, like unpacking her backpack before you've answered kind of a thing. Not really, but just aggressively doing that. How do you handle that person?
Oh, like single
woman, 20s.
Charges?
We got 3 guys in their 40s, old and crusty, and charges in. Yeah.
That's weird she would ask that.
Yeah. And it was not the only time this happened. So I don't know if this is part of the thru hike experience, but it was just like I have arrived and you will adhere to my demands. So how do you handle that?
I mean, it's awkward for sure.
Yeah.
Do you give her the old speech we usually give people? Like, yeah, I mean, it's like, no problem. We're usually pretty loud and obnoxious though, but we got some snore. Like, do you try to deter her with like, we snore, we're loud, and go that route? And if they're still okay with it,
I'm asking what you would do. I'll tell you what's going to happen, but
I think it would explain how loud we can be.
So you don't want her there. You want her to go away.
I'm going to try to deter her and hopefully hope that they get the signals. So I'm going to be like, yeah, we got like a couple of snores in here. We're like really loud and obnoxious. We're going to be playing games and we're going to, well, I shouldn't say games. That sounds like fun. And then we're just going to be loud and blah, 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 blah. I don't know if this is really the best idea, but it's up to you, you know, like... Like, okay. What do you? I mean,
so kind of passive aggressive. You're saying?
Yeah, like indirect.
That's passive aggressive.
It's like, this is what we're doing. Like, do you really want to be here?
Man, I was so proud of you for how you handle the overpack dudes and like how you take away somebody's pack, and then you just went and became a snake, and you're like,
no.
Well, I don't know if you
can't.
really want to do it. Like, I've got really bad gas, and people tend to smell it from miles away.
What did you do? Don't tell me you were direct. Or you just like, no.
No, like, okay, so first of all,
did you say?
I was kind of taken aback. And when I get taken by surprise, I'm not great at reacting, but we didn't have our typical backpacking crew, so we weren't loud, and we were kind of pretty chill at night. We're pretty wiped out from hiking, and so I was like, yeah, whatever, just, find a spot. You're welcome.
I mean, I get that in the sense of like, maybe you guys were so tired you didn't give a rip.
Right.
So.
Yeah, so I didn't care. I just was like, this is weird, and like the kind of the ironic part was that she was writing. She's like a freelance writer writing for the Denver Post, which I think is a newspaper that still exists somehow. And she was writing on like the safety of women hiking alone,
What?
like, or backpacking alone, I should say. And so, but she was trying to, so maybe she was writing about how she would go into people's camps and go into strangers' camps and camp them, and it was fine. I don't know.
Sounds like part of the story.
Yeah. Later on, we had two dudes that just rolled right in and just like literally walked through our entire campground. We had like a group of 5 at that point, being like, "Hey, you guys don't mind if we find a spot, right?" And they didn't even like wait for us to answer.
What?
So,
and there's nowhere else to go?
They ended up finding us another spot. They just were not shy about it. So
Jeez.
anyway, all right, next one. Okay, so remember we did an episode about like survival or 8 like life or death situations
Yeah.
that you're going to encounter. One of them played out on this trip where lightning's coming. We're approaching a pass. We got guys who are kind of a little bit behind. And
Got it.
yeah, and so we talked about how, what do we do? Do we like wait? Do we wait out the storm, this and that? But for this hike, we weren't really waiting for a lot of people because there's just too, like, that was like a 19-mile day. So we're not going to like sit around all the time. So I was a little bit ahead of them, and I was getting close to the pass, and I noticed they were kind of more at the base of the pass, maybe like a mile back or so, and lightning's coming. So different type of trip. Anything different you do?
And they're a mile back, and the lightning's already there?
It's coming. You can hear the thunder. You can see the clouds rolling in as you're getting close to the pass.
So you're at the point where you can like sneak over the pass and try to get away.
Correct.
And what time of day is it, you said?
Afternoon.
I mean, how would you just... Can you signal them to wait a bit?
What's the signal for wait? What's your hand signal for that?
That's a great question.
Yeah. Like just
like
the halt.
I mean,
put your hand up, halt.
Putting both hands up.
Stay.
Putting both hands up. Like I'm a third base coach. I'm a third base coach telling the runner not to go. I mean, I don't know. I would try to... It's hard to communicate that far away.
Right.
So, I mean, I would try to tell them to wait, but I don't know if they would interpret that the right way.
Yeah. They ended up waiting. So then I go up and over the pass, and then it starts like hailing on me. And then we go to the other side and find a spot, and like then it clears up, and then we're with another group that made it over the pass, and we're just kind of hanging out for a little bit, and then that group kind of moves on. I'm still there waiting, and I'm like looking up the pass, and they're not coming. And then it starts raining again. And so now I'm just standing there in the rain waiting for them. So
how long are you waiting? Like an hour?
Yeah, probably an hour.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. 45 minutes.
And you still had, how far did you have to go that day?
A long stinking way.
So you just like sat and just lost like a couple miles minimum, 3 miles. Right?
Yeah, but I care for those people, and so I want to make sure that they're doing okay.
Right.
So yeah, so I ended up hiking back. I dropped my pack and hiked back to make sure they were okay. And then after a while, like they started coming over the pass, and everything was fine. But it was just like I don't know that I was handling that situation the best. I don't know the best way to do that. I don't know. What's your advice, Derek?
So they sat there and waited that whole time as well.
Correct.
I mean, I don't know what else you can really do. It's not. I think the worst thing you could do is just like, let me just keep going and assume they're okay.
Right.
Because you get like, you know what I mean? So I think you handled it as best you could. Again, too, it's like, how far do you really want to go down the mountain too? Because you may have to go back.
Yeah, these guys aren't coming. Like something happened. I got to go. Yeah, I go find them. Right?
You know.
Right.
So
okay.
I think you handled it good.
Okay.
I'm gonna say thumbs up.
Okay.
I'm saying A minus.
A minus. Okay. Yeah, it was that day was weird because it was like we were staying high. So it was like, we're hiking a pass over pass over pass, and we're not going down below tree line until the very end of the day. And so it was just, like we just had to go for it.
That's a lot. How many passes are we talking about? Like 5, 6?
Yeah, something like that. Probably 6.
That's
they
a
weren't
day.
like there was like one massive climb. I mean, they were like medium climbs, I guess. It wasn't like what I was describing before. So
it's not like super up and down.
right.
Okay.
Right. Okay. All right. This is
Well
a
done.
scenario that I actually created on the trip, and so I'm curious how you would have handled this one.
You created this scenario on.
Yeah, sort of. So it's kind of
Okay.
it's the same day, and this going up over those 5 passes or whatever was pretty tough, and the trail was like really rocky. It was beating up our feet. You just had like whatever blisters, foot fatigue, whatever you want to say, right?
Okay.
And one of the luxury items that one of the guys brought was Crocs. So
Oh, no.
he carried his Crocs over all those, and he made a comment about how beat up his feet was.
Okay.
So we get to camp, and like we've all had a tough day. That was probably my toughest day. And I just look at him and I was like, "Hey, can I borrow your Crocs?" So if you were him, would you have lent me the Crocs?
I mean, and he loves his Crocs probably too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's carried them the whole time, and his feet are beat up. He expressed that to people.
Then you're just kind of then are you the jerk for asking?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Knowing that, I think I would be like, you know what?
No. I asked nicely. Like I revealed later that I was just that I wasn't really asking for his Crocs. I was just curious what he was going to say. So I'm curious what you would have said.
I would have been like, yeah, for how long? How long do you,
really?
How long do you need them? Yeah, how long do you need them for?
Yeah, I don't believe that. I don't think you'd let me the Crocs.
And then you're gonna be like the whole night. I'd be like,
I wouldn't have said that. I'd be like, just for like a couple hours. The whole night? Like, when I'm going to go to sleep with them?
I think I would put it back on you. Like, how much of a jerk will this guy actually be?
Oh my
You know?
gosh.
I'll just get back to you in the morning. That'd be you.
I thought for sure he was going to reject me, and he's like, oh man, like you've helped out so much with this trip. Like, of course you use my Crocs. I was like, so I was so thankful, but I was like, I don't want your Crocs. Like, you've earned the use of them. I just was curious what you're going to say. But I don't think you would lend them to me because I go back to like a previous season where I was telling you how like I had run out of hand sanitizer, like those mini bottles.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna say. I know where we're going with this.
Yeah, and you're like, I got a bunch of them, and I was like, really? Can I have one? Like you said, I had a bunch of them at home. I was like, can I have one like for the next trip? And you're like, no. And you're saying that guy is also going to lend Crocs when all he wants to do is put the Crocs on?
Thankfully, your feet are a lot bigger than mine, and you know, dude, I don't know. Maybe I'd like to think that I've grown since then, but
Fair point.
you know what I mean?
Okay.
I
Let me
think-
ask you again then. Can I have one of those hand sanitizer bottles? Can
I
have one
don't
of your extra-
actually. I don't have those anymore.
Why not?
The
Did you throw
1
them away?
ounce. It was the 1 ounce ones, not the 2 ounce that you buy
Yeah.
in the store.
Where are they?
I don't know. I had 2 of them.
Why were you hanging on them so tightly? And then now you don't know where they are. They weren't that important to you, but you still said no to me. That's not very
They were
nice.
important to me. They were important to me. Not, you know, but I think I had 2. So when you asked before, I'm like, I was such a joy. I was like, I'm only gonna have
You
one
didn't have
left.
two. You had like 5, I think you said.
No,
Yes.
I think I had like 1.
You were like you're
Extra.
like borderline hoarding them.
I was probably hoarding them.
Yeah.
And I don't remember where I got them. That's the problem. I was like, these are like the perfect size for so many different things. And then you busted me and like gave me a hard time about it on the podcast and blah, blah, blah. I'd like to think that I would give you the Crocs for a little while. Maybe like through dinner,
Yeah.
at least, before you go to bed.
And I wouldn't ever ask for them. Like if it was like a tough day and I knew you had a tough day, I wouldn't like in all honesty ask for them. I just thought it was kind of just fun to ask and see what he was going to say.
It would be funny too because you and me have had a lot of those conversations where like, isn't it so annoying when like people come up to you and like want to borrow your water filter? They want to borrow this piece of gear and that piece of gear, and then now you're gonna ask for shoes. It's like,
Okay, but here's the thing is that we actually had a sermon on this like on Sunday. It's like, to be generous and this and that. But it's so easy to give out of when you're in a position of strength, right? So you have like, I'm not using
So
a water
true.
filter. So yeah, of course you use my water filter.
so true.
But if
So
you're in a
true.
position of weakness where you're like, dude, my feet are stinking beat up. All I want to do is put these Crocs on. And I got one of my buddies who's like, can I use them? Like, you don't want to lend those out. So
I think here's the thing though. It depends on where you're at. essentially, because like if we get to camp and I know I'm hurting, I'm like, man, I cannot wait to get my Crocs or whatever I have on.
Right.
But if I see you come into camp and I'm like, dude, he's struggling more than me, I'm gonna give you the Crocs. Like if Steve comes to camp,
that's not the scenario though. Like he was struggling more than me, but I know what you're saying.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Which is nice of you, but I had at that point I had a lighter pack, and so in the end, like he ended up crushing a lot of miles, but at that point I was definitely like way ahead of him. So
right.
Anyway,
so I'd be like, yeah, I mean, if you're like skipping back to the campsite and like cooking dinner and doing all that, I'd be like, man, what a jerk. But I would give him to you.
All right. Well, he's nicer than you, so there you go.
Clearly.
Okay. All right. Those are my scenarios. We didn't have anything like super crazy or weird happen, but just a few things. We met some characters out there, and
so how many of you did the entire loop without skipping?
Yeah. So there's 3 dudes. I'll call them out. So there was
Total.
Jason from Idaho, and then there was Nathan from Indiana, who used to live in Colorado. So we did the entire loop, and then we had my buddy Jared meet us day 5 with his massive pack, and then my buddy Eric meet us on day 7 or day 8, I guess, which was the really hard day. But everybody made it through to the end, and it was we had a good time. But what's crazy, we had a ton of people sign up for this, and we had a ton of people cancel, and they were all for legitimate reasons, including one guy, another guy named Jared A from Ohio. I got to give him a shout out. He did like a ton of the planning on the trip, and he like trained, got super fit, and was just like ready to go for this trip. He actually came to Colorado, I think like a week early with his family to do a family vacation just so he could acclimatize. And he had to cancel day of the trip because he had like an unfortunate life event happen back home that he had to go back to. So felt so bad for him. But yeah, we're in a time of life, man. We're just people are bailing, but for legitimate reasons. I just felt really bad for folks. Yeah.
I'm glad you got to do it though, finally. I'm glad you get to do it, and it went well.
I invited you to do a section of it. Do you regret saying no?
Maybe slightly.
Okay. Yeah, it would have been a different trip. I'm not doing one of these for a while, but I think
I'm glad that you got to check it off and do it, and then it went even better. And it's got to be a confidence boost for you too, being older and doing better.
Yeah, it wasn't sustainable. Like I don't think I could have kept on doing those miles. And like at one point I was like, dude, I'm getting harder into the trail, and this is amazing. And then by that day that I was describing over the past, I was like, dude, I'm actually really wiped out.
You're like, are we done yet? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Correct. So anyway, so if you want to find out what's in my pack and kind of get some tips and tricks for how to have a lighter pack, whether you're thru hiking or not, like I said, I'm gonna have that video out on Wednesday. You can check it out. And we got our pack weigh-in videos coming out on Instagram and YouTube, so you can check those out too to check the evidence. But I got collegiate trivia coming up right after this.
Boom.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F-words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/zip to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip.
All right, my friend, collegiate trivia. So, yeah, themed after the.
I'll probably be pretty bad at this today.
You're like a couple trivias ahead of me at this point, so I don't feel bad. Number 1. Wichita State is a college with relatively recent success in basketball.
Wait, what state?
Wichita State.
Wichita State is
a college. I'll repeat the whole question for you.
Wichita, Kansas.
Okay, I haven't asked the full question. Which state is it in? A, Kansas, B, Nebraska, C, Tennessee, or D, Kentucky?
Kansas.
Kansas is correct. Well done. Boom. All right, number 2. Which university's mascot is named after a type of tree? A, University of Maine, B, Indiana State, C, New York City Junior College, or D,
What?
Rich
Come on.
Kids College of 90210.
Beverly Hills 90210.
Correct.
What was the first one?
University of Maine.
Aren't they like the Arbolists or something? I don't know. And then you have a junior college.
The Arbor.
Why are you throwing junior colleges in there? That's so unfair, and
What?
you know it.
Okay.
Isn't that what it is? What junior college is this?
It's the New York City Junior College,
New York City Junior College or Maine?
or Indiana State, or Rich Kid College of 90210.
Indiana State, because Indiana is the Hoosiers, right? So Indiana State.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Maine.
Maine. Good try. It is Indiana State. They are the Sycamores, and Larry Bird played for them, so I thought you'd know that one.
I didn't know that.
And New York City Junior College is not a university, so that would not even qualify anyway. So
It seemed ridiculous, and you clearly made that up.
I
so
did make it up,
was-
you're right. Okay,
I
number
was
3.
not- yeah.
For the win or the loss, which of the following college fun facts is simply not true? All right. A, Princeton holds a mandatory freshman snowball fight. B, Stanford is one of the largest campuses in terms of land size in the United States. C, the University of California system has the most Nobel Prizes associated with it. Or D, Mexico City University has more graduates than the entire state of Mississippi.
Dude, what are these questions?
These are fun facts. Like, these are amazing facts. right here.
You would rip me a new one if I gave you these questions.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm trying to replicate your awesome trivia.
Leaves are ridiculous.
You should have known the first two, so that's why this is a.
I shouldn't have maybe known the second one. I should have known the first one. Okay, so we have Mexico City more graduates than Mississippi,
Yeah,
like the whole of Mississippi.
the whole state. So any college or university in Mississippi, if you add up all the graduates.
That seems a bit much. Mexico. You said Mexico City.
Mexico City University.
One university has more
They're a
graduates
single
than
university.
all
It's
of
a-
Mississippi.
Yeah, I don't want to help you with this one, but yeah, correct.
I'm gonna say that's not true.
Okay. Mexico City University does not exist. That is correct. You pass trivia. You pass collegiate trivia. Whew, well done.
So ridiculous.
Yeah. And by the way, the University of California system has the most Nobel Prize associated with it. I went to University of California, Irvine. So did you?
As did I.
Yeah.
For a
So
time.
if we're nominated for the Nobel Podcast Prize, we will gladly accept. Just
Yeah,
throwing
we
that out
will pad that stat a little bit
there. Yeah,
more.
there you go. All right, so we
nice.
got couple tidbits. I mentioned the embarrassing things at the beginning. You want me to go first? You want to go first?
No, you please.
Okay.
Embarrassing
Me
things?
being embarrassing? Okay. So I went out to California recently, Central California, family trip, and we went through TSA. And my
Right.
and my
Yeah.
son's backpack got confiscated. And
The whole thing?
well, yeah, they had to it's going through the detector thing, and they're like, we got to search this.
Yeah, I've
So-
been there.
so-
I've been there.
You've been there?
I've had my bags confiscated.
Well, what did they find?
It was because I had a lithium, portable charger that I
You're allowed to have that on when you're going through TSA.
not in a different country. I wasn't,
Oh,
and I didn't even think about it. So
Okay.
they took it.
gotcha. So some countries
it was-
ban batteries.
Kind of, yeah. And it was all carry on. So I don't know.
But that's like a reasonable mistake. What they found in my son's bag was not. I don't think it's reasonable. So so I'm like, what did you put in there? Like, he packed his own bag. He's a teenager, and so
Was it a knife? A knife.
okay, that's a good
Had to
guess.
be a
I don't know why he'd have a knife. I don't think he owns one, but no, it wasn't a knife. It was something more ridiculous.
More ridiculous.
So they pull out like a full jar, unopened, full jar of pickles. Okay. Then they pull out a full container unopened of ketchup, large size.
What?
Full container unopened of mustard.
What?
Yeah. That's
Why?
why being a parent is humbling, folks, right there.
Why?
So I was looking at him like, what and why do you have those in your backpack?
Like,
why?
You can get that.
He's a teenager.
Yeah, you can get that where you're going.
Yeah, so he had packed the backpack for one of our resupplies on that Collegiate Loop trip, and then when he's like packing up, he put that stuff in his backpack. But then when he went to pack for this trip, he didn't like empty out the backpack. He just like piled things onto it.
Wow.
So we also found like a whole package of tortillas when we arrived. So pretty crazy.
That's a good
There you go. Embarrassing.
humbling moment.
Okay.
Did the TSA guy look at you and just be like, "What What a horrible parent.
I feel like we had one that didn't have a sense of humor. I'll be honest.
That's never fun. I don't feel like a lot of them have a sense of humor.
They don't. Yeah, they're not really fun. Like,
No.
I don't know but part of me is like, are they doing their job so much that like this is not that surprising anymore?
I'm going to say yes.
Yeah.
I don't think that's big of a deal.
He's like, we got to throw this away. I was like, that's fine.
They probably have some weird stuff in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll ask him next time.
Okay. Do it.
Yeah. Okay. They're not really conversational though.
No, they're not.
They don't really want to answer that.
You got to be quick. You got to be like, weirdest thing you've ever found. Weirdest thing you've ever confiscated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like lightning round. Okay.
Yeah.
So we've put out that same episode I was referencing before about life or death situations. And in the episode, I was kind of pointing out how one of your scenarios wasn't all that helpful. And then you were giving me pushback on it. And that was the scenario of fasting. Remember that?
Okay.
We had multiple people respond thanking you for suggesting the fasting scenario because now their backpacking trips are going to be way better. They were sarcastic, by the way.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. You know what? Go for it, guys. See how it goes. Go for it. Dessert only or fasting? One of the two.
Not life or death. Those aren't life or death situations.
They could be.
And not only that, they're not applicable to anybody else out there. Nobody else does that stuff.
How do you know this, though? There's some strange birds out there.
We have the feedback. The episode's been released. It's been out there for a couple weeks now.
Yeah, no. We don't. Surprisingly, I know we don't talk to everybody, though. It's shocking. I know.
All right.
Good for you guys.
My friend, that's all I got.
That was magical. I'm glad Carl survived. Guys, thanks again for hanging out with us. We'll see you next time on the B&B. Check us out on all the social media handles at backpackingblisters.podcast.com. And, if you're like Carl, I mean, you're going to find a way to make stupid trivia questions and then make fun of them and think that he's better than me. And I'm the goat of ridiculous trivia questions. So find that friend and then let them go gently.
Just rambling.
Let them go gently. We'll see you next time.
I want to fly around the world.
I didn't say this, but like I went on that Collegiate Loop hike. I joined on day, I don't know what it was, 4, 5, 6 or something like that. And I come in there and it's like Carl got the lightest backpack. I think it was 17 pounds. I think he was the lightest. I could be wrong, but I didn't tell him this. I showed up with an 8-pound pack. I blazed through the trail. It do 40 miles in like 2 hours. And then I was at camp for 6 hours. He didn't come. So I left and I left him a little, little package at the camp. Just straight up salmon, unopened. And word has it, he got it and he ate it. No gratitude and no thank you.